Odar and Tamar. It came to pass at that time, that Judah departed from his brothers, and went to a man of Adulamite, whose name was Hira. And Judah saw there the daughter of a Canaanite man, whose name was Shua, and he took it, and came to it. And she conceived, and gave birth to a son, and called his name Er. She conceived again and gave birth to a son, and she called his name Onan. And she conceived again, and gave birth to a son, and called his name Shelah. And she was in Kezib when she gave birth to him. Then Judah took a wife for his firstborn Er, whose name was Tamar. And Er, the firstborn of Judah, was evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord took his life. Then Judah said to Onan, Go to your brother's wife, and betroth her, and raise up offspring for your brother. And Onan knew that the offspring would not be his, so it happened that when he came to his brother's wife, he poured it on the ground, so as not to give offspring to his brother. And what he did displeased the Lord, and he also took his life. And Judah said to Tamar his daughter-in-law, Stay a widow in your father's house until Shelah my son grows up, for he said, Lest he also die like his brothers. And Tamar went away, and was in her father's house. Many days passed, and the daughter of Shua, Judah's wife, died. Then Judah was comforted, and went up to the shearers of his sheep to Timnath, he and his friend Hira the Adulamite. And it was told Tamar, saying, Behold, your father-in-law is going up to Timnath to shear his sheep. Then she took off her widow's clothing, and covered herself with a veil, and wrapped herself in clothing, and stood at the entrance to Enaim by the road to Timnath, because he saw that Shelah had grown up, and she was not given to him as a wife. And Judah saw her, and considered her a harlot, because she had covered her face. And he turned away from the way toward her, and said to her, Let me now come to you, for I did not know that she was his daughter-in-law. And she said, What will you give me to come to me? He answered, I will send you a kid of the goats from the cattle. And she said, Give me a pledge until you send it. Then Judah said, What pledge shall I give you? She answered, Your seal, your cord, and your staff that you have in your hand. And he gave them to her, and he came to her, and she conceived by him. Then she got up and went away, and took off her veil, and put on the clothes of her widowhood. 20 And Judah sent the kid of the goats by his friend the Adulamite, so that he might receive the woman's pledge, but he didn't find it. And he asked the men of that place, saying, Where is the harlot of Enaim by the way? And they said to him, No harlot has been here. Then he returned to Judah, and said, I have not found her. And the men of the place also said, No harlot has been here. And Judah said, Take it to yourself, so that we will not be despised. Behold, I have sent this goat, and you did not find it. It came to pass, after about 3 months, that Judah was told, saying, Tamar your daughter-in-law has committed fornication, and she is certainly with child because of fornications. And Judah said, Bring her out, and let her be burned. But when they were bringing her out, she sent to her father-in-law and said, I am with child by the man whose name these things are. He also said, Look now to whom these things belong, the seal, the cord and the staff. Then Judah recognized them, and said, She is more righteous than I, because I have not given her to Shelah my son. And he never met her again. And it came to pass, that at the time of her giving birth, behold, there were twins in her womb. It happened when she was giving birth that the one put out his hand, and the midwife took and tied a scarlet thread to his hand, saying, This one came out first. But when he put his hand in again, behold, his brother came out, and she said, What a breach you have made for yourself. And he called his name Phares. Then his brother, who had the scarlet thread in his hand, came out and called his name Zara.